Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 29th of August. So almost the last few days of August and nearly out of the summer, but I think we've probably got much more of this to follow in the next week or so, but we'll see. Okay, so today what have we got going for us? Well, news-wise, we've got German prelim CPI. May get a little, but that's out this morning. It may get blips, and generally get blips on the euro around about that. So that is released as the different regions give their data. Thereafter, we've got the US GDP. Now that really is the main number for today at 1:30. It'd be interesting to see what we're doing there. Whether I mean that's the real sort of the main number for the US economy effectively. Expected to be forecast. Well, it's forecast at coming in at 2%. Now that is quite down on previous numbers of what was it, 3.1 in May. 3.5 in November, 4.2 in August. So obviously that's a further slow up, and anything less than that 2% could see the dollar selling. It would just put even more pressure on potential reductions in the interest rate. So we'll see, but quite a big number there at 1:30. Aside of that, a quite old day in real terms. So, I don't think, as I say, the German inflation data will have too much reaction on the market, or create too much reaction. So looking at the euro anyway, selling off at the moment, bearish pivot swing. As I said yesterday, we saw the follow through of that. It was looking like perhaps it wants to go back down towards the 1065 area. Can't really see anything too exciting about this at the moment. It's got so many little so small a sort of trace on it that maybe if it sells off this morning here, it could run off down to its S1 there, but you're looking at 70, 80, 81 pips, 11 pips, 12 pips. There's so little in it at the moment for me to be excited to try and play it more swing wise. Well, it could run off down towards that 59 area, but even then, for me it's a bit thin there. The pound, looking at the pound then, the pound didn't set me up on my long side yesterday, which I was looking for. to see if we got that monthly pivot, and daily 50. Was getting quite excited in the fact that might happen. I wasn't, but anyway, it didn't happen. Boris pulled the rug underneath the Remain brigade, and it sold. Now at the moment with this pattern here, it does look like it might have more downside. I'm just looking at what's happening here. Could be selling off back towards that 60-minute 500 at the moment. I'd like a little retrace. We'll just watch it post 8 o'clock. It's just leading up to 8 o'clock at the moment. Just want to see if it gets a little retrace back to pivot, and here we go, 8 o'clock pivot bar coming in now. So we'll watch that and see if it just gives me a little retrace. But that is the potential for the, as I say, for the downside. Looking yesterday's lows and that 500 that's sitting there. Dollar yen. So the dollar yen just consolidating again. Nothing much to be said here. So it's really quite pointless trying to do too much with this. You could be looking to set traps on it either way, but it's in a tight range, and I think it needs to. Well, it certainly needs to show its hand a little bit more first. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollars continuing the sell side. As expected yesterday, it's just really falling through, continuing down, looking like it may get down to its weekly S2 down there at some point. The prior lows at the end of last week into this week. But yeah, caught the daily pivot today already down to the S1. Little I can do with that. Maybe it's sell into 21 or something, and the shorter time frames may just sit roll over. But again, the point potential in this is quite slimish. Might scrape some out of that, but it's not my favourite intraday trading pairing for sure. Canadian dollar, I thought we might have seen a little bit more upside on this, but downside on it originally, but it's looking like it wants to go push back up towards those prior highs there. We saw it pushing onwards yesterday. I mean, it's just not really what's it got in the tank. If it was to push up there on a daily basis, we've seen so smaller ranges at the moment. It could push up. We've got Canadian current account at 130. Might give it a little bit of a kicker, but 10-15 pips. Again, very thin in terms of its potential there. We're looking at a 10 pip range, 12 pip range in the moment, probably another 10-15 pips. It's just a bit thin at the moment, so it just leaves me, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, but it leaves me back to look at this cable, and at the moment it's already selling off. I do need to get a retrace to sell into that, but that's where I want to be. Have a great day. I'll speak to you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.